brought to you by Hug House Productions. Levian is a serialized fiction podcast meant for an adult audience. A list of content warning has been included in the episode description.
I'm not sure how I want to remember this place. But still, I begin drawing. Correcting mistakes is always a lesser ordeal than planning ahead. I start with the torch in the corridor, a mighty flame just out of reach. I pull the shadows from the cell's dark corner and lay them onto the page. Shape them onto the bars of my cell. And I slip the notebook into a pocket and the pencil in my sleeve. Is it morning already?
Quiet.
A guard, alone. A strange quiet to his steps, tense shoulders. He shouldn't be here. I remain on the ground, sat against the wall, as if I hadn't been expecting him.
Your last night on land, my lord.
Whatever my sister offered you, it's not worth the...
Make it count.
Now, I understand the risks of open-mouthed surprise in such a situation, but having never known effrontery like this, I cannot help myself.
What?
He takes a step towards you, reaches for you.
You're telling me you've never seen one of these?
Grab his wrist, use your weight. Pull on your feet, close with a kick. Grab the keys, his rapier, and now what? Damaris won't let anything happen to your sister. You have no coin to spare on a last night of mistakes. And if you took your final stroll as a free man, if you heard the music and felt the Isles breeze, just for the sake of it, would you survive it? Better pull the body out of the cell. Limp, dead, broken neck. Place it right below the torch, and then walk back. You've fought before, a lot, but never killed. How easy it was. How calm you feel, suddenly. You sit down where you were. Open your notebook. This is how you'll remember this place.
Here, to your quarters, my lord.
This is not the great chamber.
No. The late lord and lady's quarters were sealed after their passing. The chamber has been most thoroughly cleansed since, but neither of their children have...
At sea, we tossed the bodies in the waves and fought for their belongings.
I'll take you to the chamber.
How many do you command, valet?
There are 11 of us tending to the domain.
Not even my nephew could have dwindled your numbers so swiftly. What happened?
The fever spread quickly. Those who survived were scared off the domain, and few have returned.
To make do with only 22 hands at our service, we shall be brave, husband.
The great chamber, my lord. Should you need anything else, I remain
Let my niece know I'll be expecting her in the morning.
Right away. Steady, steady. Report to your lady.
I will not die tonight. No throat sliced in the dark, no clawing of my heart. I will not fall before a vulture and his hound.
The beast is curled at her master's feet. Fear cannot claim you under my watch, daughter.
The heavens guide your path, Tanathea. Return to your work. It is holy. It must be complete.
Veiled by the night, armed by the light, you need none but the stars.
The bodice is ready. The weight is expected. Sleeves need adjusting. Damaris!
My lady.
Where have you been?
A Levian here. Is it true?
One of the ocean's saints, indeed.
We did not need another shark to spear.
And I was left defenceless, knightless in her presence.
Didn't claw out your tongue, did she?
I still wonder why.
Probably worried she'd lose an eye.
Against an ailing widow.
Please.
Please?
You walk without a sound. Betray yourself with every step.
A lady ought to be discreet.
So does a killer.
Not everyone has your ears. Where you gone to see my brother?
No. The Levian, is she a mercenary then?
There's not enough gold in the world. Why were you gone then?
I went to a temple. Your uncle, is his face, perhaps, pleasant? Could he be just something to toy with, for her?
A toy? She could be the spearhead of a legion, overseas, anywhere. What is she doing here?
Kingdoms are built and destroyed on the altar of cock, my lady. It's true.
How wonderful it must be, my knight, to wield an axe like no one else, to fear no retribution when inflicting your thoughts on others.
Divine.
Which temple saw you come in at this hour?
The Pale Mistress's doors open at a price, not a time.
The matron of strife and excess. What could you possibly want with her?
I prayed she'd watch over your brother. You wanted him subdued, not dead. Was I mistaken?
You knew she would side with him. She saw him, struck a deal, land and riches if she slices your throat. You cannot afford to lose allies. Tread lightly. You must think me cruel.
A trapped wolf will bite its way to freedom. I think nothing else.
I did try advising him. But then he forced me to bite, as you said. And of course you understand. Any woman on the Isles would understand.
I've come to believe I've shed this title.
What do you claim to be then?
Just an axe.
Yes, an axe would understand, I suppose.
Lady Tanathea.
Rowan, have you spoken to the coachman?
Not so soon, I wouldn't dare, but I've learned a few things already.
Of course.
She was born on the Isles, the Levian. There is an inland accent on the edge of her words, a peasant's accent. She's low-born. Most likely sold off to the sea by her parents, and somehow she ascended. She's much younger than I thought, never hosted a ball, never attended one. This might be her first venture on the cliffs, even.
A young saint at the dawn of glory, and she chooses to entertain a leech.
Peculiar, isn't it?
You've seen the uncle, Rowan.
Damaris.
Indeed I have.
Could a young lady who's known nothing but farm boys and sailors find some appeal to him?
Well, the Occellis are renowned for their fairness.
Speak to the coachman tomorrow.
Of course. Your uncle also begged for an audience at sunrise.
Then I best have something to wear. Hold on to the sleeve, Damaris. The gown is almost complete.
I can hardly tell the armour underneath. Even touching it.
Layering has its mystique.
It's haunting, my lady. Your masterpiece.
Ceramic steel, hidden under the fabric. Leather here and here to dampen the clanking it would make. Yet look how it flows.
A great armour calls for a great blade.
Daggers under the sleeves, here across the bodice. A few more there and there.
And where is my gown?
Make me your ruler, and you shall have all the gowns you want.
In the morning, they come.
He's dead!
The lordling's still in his cell.
You! What happened?
He tried to interfere with the All-Mother's judgment.
There's a Levian on his trail.
Shit. We deliver him to the docks. That's not for us to handle.
But Mace is dead.
He should have never come down here. To the docks. Let's go. Step back, Tellari. Palms open. Come out slowly.
There's a flower on the Isles we once considered sacred. Iterrelis, the blood vine. A hand of 5 white petals reaching for the sun with its crooked fingers. Long red tendrils bursting through its palm. It smells like citrus and rust, and it blooms on great strangling stems that devour the sun, the soil, the dead, and the rain. Its fruits thicken inside a prickly husk, the shape of a claw, that stitches the vine tighter to its prey, just in time for the growing season. Inside the shell is a silky red flesh, sweet and fiery. It stings, scratches the palate, aftertaste like copper if you eat it raw. Nowadays, the Iterrelis is a pest. The sturdy rodent that fed on its roots was killed long ago, for meat, fur, and to protect our other crops, or so we thought, leaving the vines to spread and conquer, fields and villages overtaken in less than a decade. In town, the vines have swallowed entire facades, roots digging through the pavement, spilling between market stalls and alleyways. We'd have to upheave the entire city if we were to try and get rid of it. Instead, we take to machetes and torches once a year as the days grow longer and the vines awaken. The tang of rotting citrus coagulates in the air, gelled by heat, humidity, and coal fumes. The scent of something that burns but never dies, scraping your nostrils with the taste of summer. During my last morning on the Isles, it's this bite in my throat that I seek, to find in its echoes the hooks of grief within me. I find nothing. No gentle thought with this place. Not so soon after it's forsaken me.
You claim this is what we owe.
I do not claim, I know. The Levian, where is she? Damaris is at your side. That is her concern, not yours. Your uncle is looking at you, Tanathea. Answer him. I've done my best to keep track of our spendings since Father's passing. Be useful. Eager to help, a little naive. Take some of the blame as well. Valentin cannot be responsible for everything in his eyes. In our grief, we were preyed upon by vultures, people we thought our friends. At the same time, multiple requests from the court we failed to deliver. All paid in advance, money we now owe. Fabrics we had shipped from the colonies were never accounted for, devoured by pests or stolen. A number of merchants in town won't do business with us anymore because of unpaid debts Valentin contracted.
Have your father's mills been reclaimed?
They were levied by debt collectors, save for one that Valentin bargained for. I bargained for. But you would never believe that.
Beliefs are shaped in blood, remembered in flesh. Gouge the eyes of a man who refuses to see. Only then can he learn.
The Merchant Council agreed it would remain ours, but we are to fulfill that obligation by the end of the year, otherwise we'll be further indebted for the mill's use during that time. A number the council is free to set, of course.
Is it still manned?
The local villagers have maintained it quite well, for their own needs, I suspect.
Something they must be paying for, surely.
Yes, though we could send no one to enforce a tax over the last few months.
Not even your steel shadow in the corner?
Damaris has been fending off old acquaintances here, so I could plan our recovery.
Do any seamstresses remain?
Just me.
Were you taught by your father?
Everything he knew and more.
The teaching of a profiteer seems to have done little for you.
But a lot for you. Leeching off his fortune, fattened by my father's hand.
Stuffed and plumped, arteries thundering. A final gift for you to open.
My father knew where the gold was, and Mother how to spend it. Valentin was always her favourite.
And where shall we find it then, this gold?
A ball. Here, and formally introduce you to good society. We shall let everyone know that our family stands stronger than ever, in the finest array they've ever seen.
In clothing made by cursed hands.
My brother and I survived a plague that wipes out dynasties, and though he had his faults, he's made the most honourable sacrifice to right them. Our name was tested and endured. Reward awaits.
A ball was already in order. If it can restore your reputation as well, you'll see to it. As for your shadow, someone must go and collect our due from the mill. Make your preparations.
Play your part, my knight. Leave your pride aside.
Is this your wish, Lady Tanathea?
Curse you, my friend.
I gave you an order, Shoreborn.
I answer to one name.
And that name answers to me.
Damaris, as he said.
Very well.
My apologies, Uncle.
Quite all right. Even the best breeds need training.
I count 12 with me in the cell. 9 men, 3 women. I get only a few glances before everyone returns to their own sorrow. Except for one, who holds my gaze with indifference, as if I was just part of the scenery. A priestess, bearing the scars and the shaved scalp, the marks of Akshar, firstborn of the All-Mother, Lord of the beasts and God of the hunt. I have in front of me a zealot, raised in a temple of teeth, where only the strong survive. No chains around her wrists.
You do not want to stare, Clifford. You'll end bleeding.
And you're the one they haven't shackled.
Couldn't shackle.
A woman after my own heart.
I don't believe such a woman exists.
A friend is all I ventured to make, ahead of what awaits.
I'd rather be fed silver.
I suppose you would. What's another missing tooth, Shoreborn?
I hope they'll throw you to the shocks, Clifford! You and the rest of your kind, leaving the rest of us to starve while you feed. Quiet back there!
Save your strength, brother. The Clifford will be dead by the morrow. He does not matter.
God's willing.
If even your kind can survive this, what should I fear?
What's a Clifford know about survival?
Pray you'll never know.
Lord, the pain. Bring it out, my soul.
False!
Shield me from the storm. The endless teeth. Remembrance protect me.
Oh, and enough of this! The gods care little for cowards. You're making it worse. I draw a few horrified glances and a strange look from the priestess, but no one thanks me for the peace and quiet.
You are no longer bound by the laws of men. Go.
It's an old custom. We're a good 100 meters away from the docks, in the shadow of the massive vessel we'll board. But this last distance we must walk on our own. When this city of Takar was just a village, our first pier was built out of the remains of a great sea serpent. Those who pledged to the sea were brought to the shore by their loved ones, covered in gifts and blessings, lauded for their bravery. But the serpent's spine, they had to walk alone. Though the pier is long gone, it still draws a crowd. And down the gangway awaits Mara Sibi herself.
Lord Tellari! You just earned me some money. The crew had so little doubt you'd take your own life. They started betting on how.
Yet you...
I said you lacked the humility for self-killing.
Captain, we have a runner.
All yours, Bane.
The praying man. He tried to slip through the crowd, knowing no guard would interfere, and the captain distracted.
Be swift, Lieutenant.
And the figure jumps from the railing. The lines of his body blur, claws, scales, and turgid muscles shifting and swelling under his skin. And he leaps after his prey.
Thank you so much for listening to Levian. Credits have been included in the episode description, and if you'd like to know more about the show, you can find us online on the Hug House website or at Levian Podcast on social media.